Hi guys, welcome. My name is Heather Jones. I am the #1 intuitive teacher and I teach you the 7 keys for free. You guys, the truth is that you have been silenced. You have been silenced the day you were born. You were taught to silence the #1 gift that will transform everything for you, and that is the gift of intuition. So, if you are someone who has been struggling, right, with physical pain, you've been struggling with poverty, I want to tell you something. Why is my... Oh, there we go. If you've been suffering in silence, if doctors keep telling you nothing's wrong, it might not be physical, okay? It might actually be spiritual. And what do I mean by spiritual? I mean that there might be things that are going on in your body that aren't caused by something physical. I'm talking about trauma. I'm talking about generational trauma. And I'm talking about spiritual warfare. So if you guys want to learn the 7 keys that will transform your entire life, I give you these 7 keys for absolutely free. It took me over 10 years and thousands of dollars of certifications to learn the information that I'm going to give you for free tonight. And the truth is that when you learn this information, you will reclaim your power. You will reclaim what was taken away from you. And that is your truth. And the truth is that you have a gift of intuition. You have a gift that never lies, that always tells the truth, and tests with a 99.9% accuracy. So if you're ready to learn, you guys, make sure you're following me. Don't lose me, okay? Make sure to like and share, and we're going to jump right into it. So you guys, key #1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is messenger. Pain is the secret language of the body. So every time you are in pain, we are taught to silence our pain as fast as we can, right? We were taught to run and get a painkiller. Every single time that you silence your pain, you are literally silencing your truth. Because the truth is, you guys, is pain is just the messenger, okay? Pain is just trying to tell you that there's something wrong. Hold on, I need to block some people. So, key #1 is your body literally speaks to you. Pain is a form of communication. It's just language. And when you learn how to tap into your body's pain, you can know exactly what's wrong with you. You can get to the root cause of your pain, of your trauma in literally seconds. And you can heal yourself. You can literally heal yourself from any physical pain. And so if you want to learn exactly how to do this in literal seconds, I'm going to teach you what nobody else will teach you. Okay? Because all of this information is behind thousands of dollars of paywalls, and it shouldn't be. So, key #1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Key #2 is it could be physical. So some of you guys are dealing with things that might be caused by one of these 3 things, okay? And it's only going to be one or many of these 3 things. So if you test that, yes, it's physical, okay, it's either going to be a parasite, a nutrient deficiency, or a toxin. So a lot of us, right, we are spending tons of money on vitamins, on supplements, on detoxes, and we don't even know if those things are helping us at the root cause. So wouldn't you like to know exactly what's wrong with you? Wouldn't you like to know that your body can literally tell you if it's a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency? And then your body can also tell you how to heal it in literal seconds. So I have a chart and it shows parasites, toxins, nutrient deficiencies. You guys, if you have a parasite, we're not just going to take a random cleanse. We want to know which parasite, okay? We want to know which toxin. We want to know which nutrient deficiency. So if you are suffering right now, your body will tell you exactly what it needs, okay? So let's go to the next key. Emotional trauma. So many people today are dealing with trauma, whether that's physical trauma, sexual trauma, religious trauma, spiritual trauma. If you have ever experienced any type of trauma between the ages of 0 and 25, you did not have the mental capacity to tell yourself the truth about the traumas you experienced. So when I was 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, and I was experiencing physical and sexual trauma, okay, I could not tell myself that what was happening wasn't okay. What I did was I told myself lies and distortions to help me survive. I told myself that I wasn't good enough. I told myself that I was unlovable. And a lot of us will have traumas that are so horrific that our bodies will actually protect us from the memory of those. So how many of you guys in here have no recollection or no memory of the age 7 earlier? Because if you don't, your body is protecting you from traumas that you were not able to deal with because you did not have the mental capacity, right? So what happens, you guys, is when we experience trauma, so we're going through the third key. I'm going to go through all the keys tonight. We're going to spend about 45 minutes going through the keys. I give you the keys for free. You guys, these keys are transformational. Key number 3, if you experienced emotional trauma and you have not healed from it, that is still stored in your body. When you turn 30 and 40 in your 50s and 60s, your body starts to bring these emotional traumas up because now you have the mental capacity to heal them. But the problem is that you have been taught to silence your truth. So when these emotions come up, you run to the kitchen and grab a painkiller or drugs or alcohol or anything else but to feel the pain. And so when you learn these 7 keys, you can learn exactly at what age the trauma happened, exactly what the emotion was that you were feeling. And so instead of having to re-witness, or if you don't remember, right, be shown that trauma, you can clear the emotion that was attached to that. So if it was horror, if it was not good enough, okay? And so when you are dealing with physical chronic pain, 10-10 pain, okay, it's not going to be physical. It's going to be spiritual. Sorry, guys, I'm not paying attention to my messaging. So we're going through the keys. You guys, these keys are transformational. They totally transform my life. And these keys have helped hundreds of thousands of people across the world because I teach you exactly how to get to the root cause of any pain, any symptom in literal seconds. So, key number 3, emotional trauma. I have been dealing with women who have cancer right now, right? I will tell you that every single woman that I have helped was sexually abused as a child. Every single one. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for every person, but I am telling you that a lot of these Hashimoto's, autoimmune disorder, cancer, chronic symptoms, okay, they started somewhere. They started with trauma. They started with that emotion that you weren't able to process, and those emotions don't go away. They stay stored in the body, and then they show up as physical chronic symptoms. Wow, we got a lot of people today that's just block. So, hold on, guys. Okay, so let's go through the next key. So if you're watching this right now and you are someone that has been dealing with pain, dealing with poverty, right? Everything keeps happening, patterns, toxic patterns in your life. I am telling you right now that you can figure out how to heal that and clear that in seconds. Jiminy crickets, I need my moderator. Hold on, guys. I don't know how all the bots are coming in my live tonight. So you guys, let's go to the next key, the generational key. We, doctors and scientists, have proven that you can have fears, phobias, sicknesses, poverty generationally passed down, not just from your mom and dad, but multiple generations back. So it looks like this, okay? Right now, you could be watching this and you can have an absolute fear and have no clue why. You could be totally broke and not sure why. Okay, you could actually have imprinted patterns generationally from your mom and dad, multiple generations back. You can also have toxic emotions. How many of you guys have toxic family members? Okay, how many of you guys can see the narcissism that's being passed down generationally? How many people who have parents, right, that cannot see themselves? They're like, I'm the parent, I know better, right? A lot of us are dealing with toxic family members, but there's an awakening happening. People are choosing to set boundaries and choosing that just because you're blood doesn't mean that you get a VIP seat at my table, right? So, generational trauma. My dad, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. The bots are crazy. I have not had that many. So you guys, my dad, love him, right? He did the best he could. But that doesn't mean that I am not allowed to speak my truth. So I experienced physical trauma from my dad. Now, I don't blame my dad, right? My dad was doing the best he could with the capacity. If you can get to a place where you could recognize where your abusers were coming from, you guys, broken people abuse people. And it's really, really hard, right, to take a step back and acknowledge that. But I was able to do healing, and I was able to recognize that, you guys, when my dad was a little boy, he was physically abused by his father, right? His dad was an alcoholic, a war veteran. His dad came back a broken man. You guys, the men in our country are suffering in silence too, because they are taught that if you have emotion or vulnerability, you're weak. Men are taught that if you cry, you're weak. That if you express any type of emotion, right, you're weak. And so we have a generational sickness of men because they don't know how to properly express their emotions without being seen like a weak little boy. And that's a lie. So in my line, generationally, the men were these big, strong, I'm tough men, right? Forceful. But inside, they were broken little boys. You guys, my dad was a broken little boy. He had a heart of gold. He did the best he can, but he also had some trauma, and he passed that trauma on to me. His dad would make my 4-year-old little dad with his 2 brothers go to the freeway in LA, sell flowers for money. They would take that money, give it to their dad would buy alcohol. Then my dad and his little brothers would walk around collecting cans, and back then you could donate your cans for money, right? And so they would use that money to buy a loaf of bread, and they would eat that loaf of bread for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So my dad grew up in very toxic environment. Okay, there's way more to his story, but I'm just trying to show how generational trauma can be passed down. My dad's dad also, right, came from war, came from trauma. So it's a systemic cycle. Now, let's talk about my mom, okay? Beautiful mom, right? When she was a little girl, she was sexually abused, and multiple times. That caused a lot of trauma in her life, right? She was a little girl. Her mom also sexually traumatized by her stepdad. In fact, my grandma shared this story that when she was a little girl, she was abused by her stepdad. She went and told her mother. You guys, her mother slapped her across the face and said, "You will not lie." And when my grandma told me that, you guys, my heart broke for her, because I cannot imagine being a little girl telling the one person who's supposed to protect you not to lie when you shared something absolutely horrific about your innocence being violated. But here's the thing. Remember, I told you abused people, hurt people, hurt people. My grandma, my great-grandma, her mother was also sexually abused. Lots of alcohol, okay? So it's a cycle. So I have a mom and dad doing the best they can. They have me, okay? I'm being physically abused. Now I'm getting sent off to babysitters who are sexually abusing me. And I was literally going to follow along the footsteps of my mom and dad. Okay, I'm not saying that it's always this horrific, okay, or this extreme, but for me it was. So here I am following in the footsteps now. Now I'm 19, picking horrible relationships, okay? We're talking about the 7 keys, you guys. We're talking about generational trauma. If you do not heal the generational traumas, it will continue to be passed down generation after generation. So now here I am, right, living the same lifestyle as my mom, not taking accountability, becoming a people pleaser. How many of you guys are people pleasers? How many of you guys feel like you're just the dumping grounds? How many of you guys feel like you have to prove your worth by action through external validation? Yeah. You guys, it is exhausting. It is exhausting. And you're going to hit a wall in your life where you just can't do it anymore, right? So what I want you guys to recognize, and that's why I teach these 7 keys, is because when you recognize you're carrying generational trauma, you can clear it. You can heal it in literal seconds. And I'm going to show you how. At 8 o'clock, we're going to do one-on-ones. I'm going to prove to you that you can heal traumas in literal seconds. Yeah. No fun. So we're going through the 7 keys, you guys. Make sure you're following me and make sure you download my free guide. I list the 7 keys in the guide. Nobody teaches this information for free. I'm Mountain Standard Time. Nobody teaches this information for free. I spent the last 10 years and over thousands of dollars in certifications to remember because I had forgotten. Okay, the truth is that you have the same gift as me. You've just been silenced for way too long. So key number 1, we're going to go through them. Key number 1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Okay, pain is the secret messenger of the body. If you're in pain right now, not just chronically, but emotionally, you're tired, you're exhausted, you guys are going to go to the doctors. They're going to say nothing's wrong with you, right? They're going to say nothing's wrong with you because they cannot do scans from emotional trauma or generational trauma, okay, or spiritual warfare. They can't, right? And that's why there's an epidemic of mental health crisis. There's an epidemic of suicide, right? There's an epidemic of people who do not know who they are. And there's an epidemic of people who think that they have to mutilate their bodies to change their bodies to feel better inside. But that is absolutely false. First, you fix what's wrong in here. You get rid of the distortion and the lies, because the truth is that's all it is. The truth is that there was distortion and lies when you were a child that said you are not good enough, you are unlovable, okay? And now as an adult, you're trying to fix those things, those huge gaping holes of emotion with external validation. Well, if only I'm prettier enough, okay? If only I'm a girl, if only I'm a boy. If only I had this much money, okay? That's the lie. So, key number 1 is your body will speak to you through pain. It doesn't just have to be pain, right? It will tell you. Thank you for the roses. So your body will tell you where the pain's at. When you recognize that there's a problem or a pattern, you use the other keys to unlock truth. Okay, is it physical? Sometimes it's physical, okay? I'm not saying that everything is spiritual. What do I mean by spiritual? Doctors can't see it under a microscope. But if it's physical, it's only going to be a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency. Thank you, Savannah. It could be multiple. But so many people are doing toxin cleanses, parasite cleanses, taking vitamins with a hope and a prayer that it'll work. How many of you guys are taking supplements with a hope and a prayer, right? Oh, I hope this works. Oh, I hope this skincare fixes my wrinkles. You guys, I'm telling you right now that your body is an instrument and it can tell you exactly what supplements you need. Yeah. Your body will tell you what supplements you need. If you have parasites, which ones and how many and how to clear them. If you have toxins, your body will tell you what toxins. Yeah. You guys, I was the same way, right? Doing detoxes with a hope and a prayer. We don't do this on my life. You guys, your body can literally tell you. Doctors and scientists have proven this. I'm not teaching anything new. So it looks like this. When you learn how to get a yes or a no from your body, right? So in my complete system, so I do sell a system. It's $27. It is a complete system. So when my body tests yes or no, I go to the chart. Is it a parasite? Yes. Okay, which parasite? Okay, and when I test, then I can clear because I know what I'm working with. Yeah, I don't either, Colleen. Most people don't. And you guys, you see, the truth is that we have been silenced for so many years, generationally, that we have forgotten how to get our own answers. And you guys, we have literally been told, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be opened. You guys, this is instant. So if you want to learn the system, you guys, I give you the keys for free. We're going through the keys right now. If you want to know exactly what's wrong with you, if you're dealing with pain right now, and you want to know exactly what's wrong in seconds, I'm going to teach you how. So make sure you're following me. Yeah. This system is a system that took me over 10 years to create. Oh, I love that. No white coat here. You guys, I do love doctors, right? People get in car accidents, right? People need surgeries. There are things that we need doctors for, okay? But most of the things that you are dealing with right now, a doctor cannot fix because you are dealing with something spiritual, right? That's the next key, emotional trauma. A doctor is not going to tell you that your Hashimoto's, your cancer, your autoimmune, your rheumatoid arthritis, right? He's not going to tell you if it could have started from an emotional trauma. You talk to any of the holistic practitioners in here, they will tell you that most, if not all, cancers start from an emotional trauma. Why is it that every patient that I work with has been sexually abused? And it's not that they had the abuse. The abuse isn't what caused it. It was the emotion that they felt about themselves and the silencing of what happened to them. Because they can't process it, that emotion gets stored in the body. But how do parasites just spawn from emotional? Okay, so this is how it works, okay? This is how it works. If you want to do a one-on-one, you guys, there's a link in my profile. You can book a one-on-one. This is how it looks. You guys, every thought creates an emotion, okay? Every single emotion creates a chemical reaction in the body. You guys, listen to this because this is key. When you have an emotion that's creating a chemical reaction in the body, that chemical reaction, right, our body is going to try to heal that. Our body is designed to help us. How does our body heal chemicals in the body? It heals it with nutrients. So the nutrients are trying to fix that I feel worthless. But you've been feeling worthless since you were 3, 4, 5. You never healed it. Your body eventually runs out of nutrients. Then you become nutrient deficient. What happens when you become nutrient deficient? Toxins invade. What happens when you have an overload of toxins? That is a breeding ground for parasites. So now you have a body that is full of toxins, full of parasites, and you wonder why you are chronically sick. Because in America, we are taught that parasites don't exist, okay? We are taught to silence our truth. We are taught that if you have pain, you silence it with a painkiller. That's only going to silence the symptoms. You guys, the messenger, right, that's trying to speak to you, pain, she is trying to tell you that there is something wrong here. And not only that, she's trying to tell you exactly how to fix it. But we have not been taught how to listen. And it's so simple. It is so simple. And after my years of certifications, when I realized how simple it was, I was mad. I even had it out with God. I said, God, we have forgotten. The answers were in me all along. My body was always trying to tell me that there was something wrong, and I didn't listen. So guys, let's go to the next key. Okay? Ooh, we're going to talk about demons, you guys. That's coming up. The next key is absorbed energy. So we're going through the 7 keys, you guys. I give you the keys for free. Follow me, get my free guide. And you guys, thanks for tapping on the screen and getting those hearts. Okay? The hearts and the likes and the shares do not pay me. Trust me, I don't get paid from TikTok. What it does is it shares this information to people who are desperately in need of this information, because this information is not taught anywhere. Okay? Soon it will be, though. It will be. Soon everybody will know the truth. There is an awakening happening. Okay? So, next key. How about like serious chronic illness? Yes, serious chronic illness. I work with cancer patients. I work with people who have Hashimoto's, okay, autoimmune disorders. You guys, these things are not normal, okay? Why is there an epidemic? Why is there an epidemic? Hey, Queen! Light worker healers in my spiritual mastery course. We're so excited to have you. So you guys, why is there an epidemic? Because we're taught to silence our truth, which is the messenger, which tells us what's wrong and how to clear it. Okay? If everybody knew this information that I'm teaching for free, the world would change overnight. Because you have the power to know exactly what's wrong with you in seconds. And not only that, your body will tell you exactly what it needs to do to heal itself at the root cause. in literal seconds. You guys, I have done this with hundreds of people across the entire world. Watch my YouTube videos, right? Every single night, I take people from a 10-10 pain to a 0 pain in literal minutes. Not because I'm a psychic, not because I'm a medium, not because I'm a healer, because I teach you how to do this yourself. And so I'm kind of getting sick and tired of the psychics and the mediums and the healers and the oracles and the doctors. I love them, but the truth is that we need to teach people how to do this for themselves. Because when you learn how to do this, you guys, I teach you how to fish so you never, ever, ever have to rely on anybody else again for your own healing. And if you're watching this right now, it is intentional, okay? It is intentional because you have been praying and asking for answers. This is it. The answer is you have to stop seeking external validation to heal yourself. It's never going to happen. It will never happen, okay? You have the power to heal yourself, and you have the power to know exactly what's wrong. The 7 keys that I'm giving you right now are just keys to unlock truth faster, right? Every single thing that you're dealing with is in one of these keys. How do I know? Because I have the certifications to back it up. Because I worked with hundreds of people, and not one thing is outside of these keys. Okay? So, next key, absorbed energy. Do you guys know that you can actually absorb other people's energy? Do you know that you could literally be sitting next to someone, not even talking to them, and you can absorb their energy? A lot of my empaths, you know what this is like. You feel it. You can walk into a room and feel energy, right? You know when someone's toxic. You get the ick when someone comes in. Okay, this is a spiritual gift that we got through trauma, right? We're super hyper aware. But I want you to be very aware of this. So when you have the keys, some of you guys might be super exhausted right now, fatigued, right? It could be because you have tons of absorbed energies, or you're walking around every day just a sponge sucking up the energy. Yeah? So, this is how you do it, right? I test. My body has chest pain. What is this chest pain? My body's going to tell me. Remember, pain is communication. Pain is communication. You guys, we're going to be teaching this for 30 more minutes. Stay with me. Pain is the secret language of the body. That's all it is. When you learn to decode the pain, right, then you can heal yourself and you can get to the root cause of any pain in seconds. So I have chest pain. What is this chest pain, right? Is it physical, right? Is it a parasite, toxin, or nutrient deficiency? Is it more than one? Yes or no? Is it emotional trauma? Yes or no? Is it generational trauma? Yes or no? Okay? Is it absorbed energy? If you have absorbed energy, right? You have pain that came out of nowhere, you can clear it in literal seconds. Literal seconds. So it looks like this. Oh, that's not mine. I command it to leave my body now, and I fill that space with unconditional love. Mine is generational, I swear. Yeah, you could know. You could literally know. So you guys, my biggest pet peeve is when I watch shows like with psychics or mediums and they go into haunted house and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's demonic. I don't know if it's a ghost or an angel. I'm like, you do know. You just have to ask. Ask and you shall receive. Okay? I do this with everything. So, absorbed energy. I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? How many of you guys are loving these keys? These keys are life-changing. I'm going to tell you a story about the absorbed key. And then we only have 2 keys left. You guys, make sure you get my free guide if you want the free keys. I had a friend, 27 years old, right? Chronic. How many of you guys are dealing with chronic symptoms that doctors have been testing and they just can't figure it out? So you guys, I have a friend, 27 years old, chronic constipation, chronic stomach bloating. Yeah. So you guys, for years, ever since she could remember, she dealt with stomach issues. You guys, guess what the doctors did? Miralax. They put her on Miralax. Do your research on Miralax. Horrible. So my friend, 27 years old, has been dealing with chronic stomach pain for years. She books a one-on-one with me, okay? I use the 7 keys like I do with everyone. I ask for permission. We ask, is it physical? Nope. You would think it was physical, right? Nope. Generational, emotional. You guys, it was absorbed energy. It's not in your head, Kat. It's not in your head. That's what they try to do. They try to silence you. Yeah. Shelby, yeah, so many people do. They put their kids on Miralax. It's horrible. You guys, our system is made to keep us sick and broke for a reason, okay? Our system is made to keep us silent for a reason. I'm going to talk about that and just with this key. So we got a yes for absorbed energy. You guys, when the messenger speaks, okay, I want you to visualize this. When you have pain, it's like your higher self coming and poking and saying, hey, there's a problem here. That's just what pain is, language. Hey, there's a problem here, SOS. Then I give her permission to speak. What is this pain, right? I use my keys as pathways. Hey, messenger, is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, absorbed? Okay. I do not silence the messenger until she is done speaking, because this is what happens. I just got a yes, it's absorbed. Okay. What if I silence the messenger and said, okay, thank you, bye? Will the pain go away? No, because the messenger still has more messages to tell. She's just going to get louder. So I say, hey, messenger, is there more information about this we need to know for my friend? And she said, yes. Okay, what is it? Do we need to know the age? Yes. Okay, we tested 6 months old. Do we need to know more, messenger? No. Or yes. Yes. Okay, was there an emotion? Yeah, fear. Cool. Okay, does she need to know any more? Yes. She needs to know that it was absorbed from her mother. So then I asked the messenger, you guys, I teach you, this is how you get your yes and no. I asked the messenger, do we need to know any more? And the messenger said no. Guess what the messenger did? She left, right? My friend cleared the absorbed energy of fear. Within literal minutes, her stomach pain, her bloating was completely gone. Constant bloating gone in minutes. Her bloated, pregnant little belly was completely flat. You guys, miracles happen every day with this system, not because of anything other than its truth. And this is your gift that you possess right now. So you guys, of course, my friend did what? She called my mom, right? She called her mom, not my mom. She said, hey, mom, did something happen when I was 6 months old? Like, were we in an accident? And guess what her mom said? Yeah. How did you know? Like, who told you? She's like, when you were 6 months old, we got in a car accident. I was driving down the freeway. We should not be alive today. How we survived is an absolute miracle. And it gives me goosebumps when I tell this. You guys, her mom had created such fear. Her 6-month-old baby is in the car, literally thinking she's going to die. And her 6-month-old baby absorbed that energy of fear. And then ever since that car accident, her baby, my friend, had colic, massive colic. Who in here has had a colic baby? Okay. Massive stomach pains through childhood, constipation, right? She was put on Miralax to help with the symptoms, right? Not the root cause. And this is what I want to tell you. This is what I want you to know. We have been generationally silenced. We have been generationally silenced because the truth is if her mom knew, remembered, how to tap into her intuition, if her mom remembered that she has the power to ask and receive, she could have asked this for her baby daughter. Why does my daughter have chronic constipation and colic? If she had the keys, she could have asked, was it physical? No. Emotional? No. Generational? No. Was it absorbed energy? Yeah. And then through communicating with her body's secret language, right, through her baby, she would have been able to figure out that her baby absorbed energy from that car accident. She would have been able to clear the fear from her baby in literal seconds, and my friend wouldn't have had to suffer for 27 years with chronic pain. So you guys, this is what they don't want us to know. Because when you were a child, I'm telling you right now, when you were a child, you knew exactly how to process emotion. When you were sick, right, you knew exactly what to do as a child. When you were sad, you cried. When you were tired, you just fell on the floor and took a nap. You respected your body's language. But as a child, you were taught what? To shut up, to be quiet, to listen to me. I am the adult. Then you're thrown into a public school system, which does the same thing. Shut up, Be quiet. I am the teacher. I will tell you when you can go to the bathroom. Then we have church systems, religious systems, right? Culturally, silencing our truth. And now we're in our 30s and we're in our 40s and we're in our 50s and we do not know how to heal ourselves. We don't know how to trust our intuition, the number one gift that God gave us. It is a gift that no longer will be silenced. And you have that gift right now. I'm teaching you right now how to awaken it. Okay? We got to start listening. So, you guys, guess what I was doing? I already told you I was on the same path as my parents, right? How many of you guys are parents and you silence your children's truth with painkillers? How many times when your kids get a headache or a stomach ache, you run to the kitchen and grab a painkiller? I'll be the first to raise my hand. Tylenol on tap. Ibuprofen on the tap, right? Pepto-Bismol on the tap. That's all I knew how to do. I didn't know. My truth was silenced. And so systemically, generationally, I was now silencing my children's truth until now, right? Until the last 10 years when I learned what I was doing. So you guys, my four-year-old a month ago went into the living room and just threw up. We're talking about the absorbed key. Threw up. My husband came in. He's like, oh my gosh, Vince just threw up in the living room, right? What would I have done? I would have run to the kitchen cabinet and grabbed the Pepto-Bismol, grabbed the Tylenol, right? Done all those things. You guys, I use the keys. I use the keys for my son. If you are a mother or a father, you have permission to test your children. And I asked, is my son sick? Is there something physically going on? Nope. Is there something emotional? Nope. Is there something generational? Nope. Is there something absorbed? Yes. You guys, me and my husband got in a fight that morning, right? An argument, a heated argument. We created energy. My little baby, my 4-year-old, he absorbed that energy, right? He took that energy on as his own. And then he went in the living room and said, this is not my energy, and threw up. He was totally fine all day. I didn't have to do anything. So this is why these keys are life-changing. Because just like me, you can ask, what is this pain? Because it very well could have been physical. It very well could have been emotional. It could have very well been generational. But no, it was absorbed. So if you want the free guide, you guys click my picture twice. You guys make sure you follow me. Don't lose me, okay? There's a link. You can access everything in the link. If that's hard for you, because sometimes there's tech issues with TikTok, you can go to heatherashleyjones.com, okay? Who's ready for the next key? We only have 2 keys left. So we're going to spend the next 15 minutes going through the next 2 keys, and then we're going to do one-on-ones. I'm going to prove to you that these keys work. And on top of that, if you still don't believe me that you can heal yourself in literal seconds, watch the hours of YouTube videos. I do this every night, okay? Every single day, except for Sundays. That's my rest day. Okay, who's ready for the next key? The keys help you unlock truth. If you're new here, we're going to go through all the keys, okay? They work. Yes, Riley. Hey, Queen. They work. Key number 1, your body speaks to you through pain. Pain's just the secret language of the body. We've been taught to silence the messenger. The messenger doesn't go away. She gets louder, okay? She gets louder. Chronic pain, cancer, Hashimoto's, eczema, psoriasis, headaches, neck pain, back pain, chronic pain. If you have chronic pain, you have been silencing your truth for years. You've been silencing your messenger through painkillers, okay? How do I know? Because I've helped hundreds of people who've done the same thing, including myself. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story in just a second. Okay, key number 2, it could be physical. Key number 2, it could be physical. If it is, it's only going to be one or many of these 3 things because our body knows how to heal itself. It's either going to be parasites, toxins, or nutrient deficiencies. Your body will tell you which one. Your body is an instrument. Hey, gym chick. Your body is an instrument. It tests with a 99.9% accuracy. You guys, your body is an instrument. Doctors and scientists have proved this time and time again. They will use your body to test, then they'll do labs, do a comparison, 99.9% accuracy. Your body speaks. Key number 3, emotional trauma. If you have ever experienced sexual, physical, religious, emotional trauma, which I know you have, because you've come to this earth to what? To learn, to grow, okay? To experience those traumas. Traumas are training. And there are people who volunteered. If you're watching this, yeah? If you're watching this, you're my queens here. You're here for a reason. You volunteered to experience the worst forms of traumas, not as punishment, but because you knew that you had a bigger mission, that you were going to go through the darkest of dark to alchemize the darkness and to become a light, okay? To become a survivor and help other brothers and sisters. Yeah, know your worth. I'm so excited for you, queen. 5 concussions as high school to 25. Yep, chronic migraine, Sherry. I'm going to go into the next key, and this could be you. But I'm telling you, Sherry, you can know in literally seconds what's wrong and how to clear any of the residual from those concussions in literal seconds, okay? It could be generational trauma. We have already learned, scientists have proven this through epigenetics, that you can have generational traumas passed down from mom and dad multiple generations back. It's proven. Absorbed energy, that was the next key. We just went through that. You can absorb literally anyone's energy and claim it as your own. But if you do, you can test and clear it instantly, okay? Instantly. Okay, next key. Coma, 6 months, doesn't feel like I wanted it. Of course we don't want to experience trauma. Who says, oh, I want to be sexually abused? But I'm telling you that before you came here, you said, I will volunteer. I will volunteer and I will experience these things so that I can survive them and help other people. Because nobody comes on this earth with a silver spoon in their mouth, experiences no pain, and then turns around and said, oh, look at me, I can help you heal your trauma. Come follow me. Any leader in the history of leaders have experienced trauma. Why do you think Jesus is someone that we look up to and we worship? Because he volunteered to suffer for every sin, to recognize and understand every pain, so that when he came and said, I love you and I see you and you can heal yourself, you believed. So when I turn around and teach these keys, it's not because I was raised with a silver spoon in my mouth and then I went to the top colleges and got certified in trauma healing. No, it was because I experienced physical abuse, sexual abuse, spiritual abuse, okay, generational trauma. And I am lucky to be a survivor. And so I use my traumas, I have alchemized my pain into my power. And you ask anyone I work with, if you've experienced those traumas, Queen, you better believe when you sign up with me, we're going to transmute that, we're going to alchemize that, and you're going to be such a powerful baddie. Because you're not a victim, you're a survivor. There's a difference. Yes. And I'm going to teach you on this live how to do that. So let's go to the next key. Oh, this is my favorite key, you guys. Yep, it's called the School of Hard Knocks. Soul contract. Yep. So you guys, who's ready for the next key? We only have 2 more keys. You guys, after these 2 keys, we're going to do some one-on-ones. So the spiritual key. Why do I teach this spiritual key? Because we are dealing with spiritual warfare. And I don't care what you say. If this is not for you, then I'm not your teacher. But if you can feel this in your soul, that there is spiritual warfare going on. Remember I told you I lived and embodied these keys because when I was 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, I was spiritually attacked by demonic entities. I saw them with my very own eyes, multiple times. Because there was so much trauma in my home. And you guys, these demonic entities, they silenced me. I had sleep paralysis. It was horrific. But you see, as a child, I did not understand that I had the power to cast these things out. I was a terrified little girl that was being physically abused, sexually abused, My mom left when I was 6, so I felt abandoned. Okay? Those emotions in my body were attracting these horrific entities into my life. I was a child. I was not worshiping Satan, and I was not a lower vibrational being. Then into my 30s, you guys, I experienced horrific migraines. Horrific migraines. So there's some people in here who said, what about migraines, right? This is why I teach these things, you guys. For a decade, I was silencing my truth. For a decade, I experienced chronic migraines. When I was 21, they came out of nowhere. You guys, my messenger was screaming at me that there was something wrong, and I silenced her. Because this is what happened at 21, chronic migraines, right? I was having 3 to 4 to 5 a week. I thought I had a brain tumor. I literally thought I was going to die. So I went to the doctors. The doctors did some tests. They referred me to a specialist, right? I'm 21 years old. The specialist said, oh, you're just having migraines. Like, it's normal. Pain is not normal. So instead of me listening to the messenger, because I didn't know how, I listened to the doctor, and he put me on Imitrex. Look at the side effects, you guys. I was on Imitrex for a decade. I was on painkillers for a decade. Luckily, by a miracle, one day, I forgot to pack my medication. How many of you guys have chronic pain right now? And if you forgot your painkillers, it would be the end of the world. Like, terrified. Like, you know you're going to be in so much pain that you're going to have to go to the emergency room. Okay? People who deal with chronic pain, you do not understand unless you've been there. Migraines will put you in bed for 3 hours. Darkness, an ice pack, an icy hot, like you have a whole system. It's horrific. I wouldn't wish chronic pain on anyone. But luckily, I forgot my medication. So I reached out to my friend, right? So upset. I reached out to my friend and I said, hey, I need your help. She does energy work. I said, I need your help. I'm about to get a migraine. I don't know what to do. I can't get to my medicine. If you don't help me in like 1 hour, I'm going to go to the emergency room. You guys, my friend hung up. She tested for me. She called me back and she said, Heather, she said, you are being attacked by legions of entities. And the second she said that, I knew she was right. Because I got chills up my spine and I was being silenced. So I quietly went to the bathroom and I tried to cast out. And my mouth was bound shut. I couldn't speak and I was terrified for a second. But I pleaded to God, I pleaded to Jesus and asked, please, please send these things away because I cannot get a migraine. I was so terrified of the pain. You guys, for the first time in a decade, I did not get a migraine without my medication. And for those of you who have experienced chronic pain, you know that that is an absolute miracle. And that is why I teach the spiritual key. Because again, I saw these entities in my 30s, in my 40s, okay? I seen them with my own eyes. I'm not a lower vibrational being. I don't worship Satan. The veil is thin. Now, they do attach to people who are depressed or who have anxiety or who have childhood traumas because you create a coherence in your body. So we're talking about the spiritual key. You're like, how can a demonic entity attach to a child? You guys, every emotion creates a frequency in the body. When you're a child and you're sexually abused or physically abused, right, you create an emotion that I'm not good enough. You guys, that creates a little black hole in your body. Okay? It creates almost like an antenna. And guess what these lower vibrational entities see? They see, I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. And they attach to that. That becomes the portal and the doorway. So many people are praying, please God, send these things away. They send them away, but guess what? They come back because you haven't cleared the anchor. You haven't healed the trauma. You haven't healed the root cause. So that is why I teach the spiritual key, because you can literally be having and experiencing 10/10 physical pain right now. You could literally be experiencing anxiety, depression, because the thing is when they anchor in, they don't want you to remember, okay? They want to feed your mind with toxic lies, right? They want to continue to feed off of your life force. So, you guys, my system, right, my $27 system teaches you everything you know how to remember. And it is the most powerful system in the entire world. And nobody teaches these things unless you pay thousands of dollars. They are behind thousands of dollars of paywalls. It took me 10 years and thousands of dollars to remember this. Okay, we have one more key. But here's the thing, you guys. I have worked, right? I'm a Reiki master. I would spend hours working on clients to try to get to the root cause, right? I'm certified in NLP hypnosis, emotion code, quantum healing hypnosis therapy, theta healing, right? Breakthrough, inner wise. I did all these huge certifications, right? It gave me one little piece of the pie. But you don't need that. You don't need an hour to 5-hour session. You just need to hold sacred space, give yourself a few minutes, and ask your pain, the messenger, what is wrong with me? Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed? Boom. Do I need to know more? Yes or no? If it's a no, you can clear it. That is it. It is so freaking simple. And why do they not want us to know this system? Yeah. Because if everybody knew this, if everybody knew they could heal themselves and know exactly what's wrong in seconds, the entire system would collapse overnight. So you guys, I give you the keys for free if you want the complete system, right? Because I realize people forgotten how to ask intuitive questions. If it's spiritual, what is it? So you guys, in my $27 guide, which is going to $47 in February. So this month you can get it for $27. And even then, it is the most phenomenal price. This information you will not find unless you get the certifications. You don't need the certifications. You need to remember how to access your gift to get a yes or no. And the charts will unlock everything. Everything's in the keys. I've worked with hundreds of people across the entire world. These keys work for everybody. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what language you speak. These keys work. Why do they work? Because you are accessing your truth. Okay? Or you can go spend $300 for a psychic or a medium or an oracle healer or a doctor, right? And they're going to give you the runaround. It's up to you. Yes. So how do you get your answers? That is what I teach you in the system. And it is so easy. You guys, we have one more key. But you guys, the system I teach you, I learned in Germany. Okay? And it was so simple and easy that I was so upset. Right? It took me years to figure out how to test yes or no. Right? It took me years. And then when I finally figured out, it was game over. Because then when I would work with my patients, you guys, today I worked with beautiful Mia. She had 10 things. 10. We cleared all 10 things in a 60-minute session. We got to the root cause of all things. Because it's all you have to do is ask and receive. Ask and receive. Knock and the door will be open. It's that instant. And I know that I'm going to tell you right now, the hardest thing that's going to be for you, trust me, because everybody says this, I don't know if I can trust myself. That's the hardest thing, you guys. I don't know. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. You guys, we doubt ourselves. We are our biggest enemies because we silenced our truth. So as you practice this method that I teach you that is so easy, you're going to start recognizing something's going to change in you. Every time you test yes with your body, you're going to feel a certain way. Something's going to happen. It's so cool. Colleen, get my system, love. I see you. You guys, I never deal with chronic pain, ever. If I have pain, it's very little and very minimal because I can test and clear it in seconds. Okay, I'm in dominion over my body. Me and my body are co-creators. If it's in pain, I listen. And not only do I listen, my body tells me, right? She speaks to me and tells me exactly what's wrong in seconds with the keys. So you guys, as you practice this method that I teach in my system, you are going to recognize that every time you test a certain way, a yes feels the same way in your body. And then every time you get a no, your body's going to feel a certain way. And this is your intuition. This is the remembrance. Oh, Motivation Rise, I see you, Queen. You guys, everything is linked in my bio. Okay, if it's hard for you to find it, click my profile picture twice, follow me. Go to heatherashleyjones.com. Okay, everything's there too. So you guys, we have one more key. But before I go into this key, you have to remember something. Everything I'm teaching you, you already know. You've just forgotten. You already know. And this is a remembrance. This is coming back to truth. That's why it's called the truth code. Not my code, your code. If you have questions, Anna-Ree, about this system, I have videos and information, but yeah, you can come on these lives and definitely ask any questions. But I have all the charts, exactly how to do it. So it's simple and easy. It's very not complicated, I promise. So you guys, when you start practicing, right, testing, your intuition is going to be first confirmation. And then the testing technique becomes second confirmation, okay? Coco Turtle, hi love. How are you feeling today? So whatever symptom you're dealing with, you guys, anything. It doesn't have to be pain. It could be bad relationships. It could be poverty, right? It could be, why am I broke? You guys, I use these keys to bring in $20,000 in 2 weeks once I realized that I had an emotional fear. These keys work for money, okay? Why do they work? Because you can ask and receive the answer on why money isn't coming in. Remember I told you I embodied every key, literally, even to my poverty. All right, last key. Who's ready for the last key? And then we're going to do some one-on-ones. We're right on time. So you guys, the last key was really interesting. The last key is the past life key. Now, before you're like, oh, I'm done. This lady's a wacko. Undeniable experience that I had that people are literally dealing with imprinted pain from other lifetimes. I have worked with hundreds of women who have been silenced in multiple lifetimes, being burned at the stake, being hung, being hunted, being silenced, men and women, persecuted for speaking truth. And you guys, when I talked about the volunteers who have come to the earth at this time, who have volunteered, why they have gone through so many trials and traumas is because this is your life to speak truth again. There is a reason why you are here today. There is a reason why you went through those things. And it is not so that the world can silence you and put your light out. You are here right now getting this information because most likely you're dealing with something past life. And if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I would have called you crazy and told you to go repent and go pray to Jesus, okay? You guys, the past life key is real. I started experiencing chronic chest pain. Chronic chest pain. I didn't know where this chest pain was coming from, right? I thought maybe I had the flu. About 3 weeks in, I went to the doctor. They ran tests. They said, oh, it's probably a virus, right? If the doctors can't figure it out, then it's a virus. Nothing we can do. So going on 3 weeks of chronic chest pain, I could not breathe. Could not breathe. It was like this, right? I was like, there's obviously something wrong, but all the labs came back normal. So I asked my body, I said, what is this chest pain? Guess what my body told me? It's not from this lifetime. I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. So I waited a couple days. You guys, this is going on 4 weeks of chronic chest pain. So I asked my body again, I said, what are you? And my body told me it is not from this lifetime. So you guys, I reached out to the same friend who realized that I was being attacked by legions of entities. First I have to tell you what happened. So I went on YouTube, right? I had this chest pain, went on YouTube. I looked up a past life regression meditation. And so I did the meditation, you guys, and I found myself in a vision. I literally saw myself as a redheaded woman. I knew that I had some type of wealth. I was in a castle, but I was locked up in a room all by myself. I knew that I was being treated so horrifically bad, that I was treated less than the dog. I knew that my body was being used to bring in male heirs. I knew I had no friends. I was being silenced all by myself. And I was sitting at this vanity just bawling my eyes out. And I felt all of her emotion. And when I came out of that vision, and she had this beautiful long flowing red hair, just this beautiful red hair. And so when I came out of that vision, you guys, my chest was, nothing changed. It was burning. And I was like, okay, there's, what do I do with this information? So then I reached out to my friend. Okay. I booked a session. I didn't tell her anything. Yes. What is legions of demonic entities that can attach to you. Okay. That's that's in the spiritual key. We're on the past life key right now. You can get my free guide though. If you want to get my free guide, I list all the keys, and we're about to go into one-on-ones too. So you guys, I came out of this vision, right? Crazy. So I asked my friend, I said, hey, can you do a session? I have this chronic chest pain. This friend came up in the same religion as me, so I didn't think she believed, so I didn't tell her anything. So she's doing the session on me, and about 5 to 10 minutes into the session, you guys, I finally get up the nerve, right, to say, I think I believe in multiple lives. And she's like, oh, good. She's like, so do I. She's like, I'm seeing a red-headed little girl running through the fields. And you guys, when she said that, right, it was like a lightning bolt struck my body. It was an instant knowing that she was seeing exactly the same person I saw in my vision. I didn't tell her about what I saw. So when she said a red-headed little girl, you guys, I knew in my whole body, right? Lightning bolt. I can feel it right now. You guys, guess what happened to my chest pain? Gone. Literally gone. I could take a huge deep breath in. There was no physical pain. In that moment, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that what I had just witnessed was confirmation that people today who are dealing with chronic pain could literally be having an imprint of their past life trying to clear right now. And your messenger is trying to tell you. Your body is trying to tell you that it's time to let this go. But we have been taught to silence our truth. So right now, you guys, and I have worked with hundreds of women, jaw pain, neck pain, back pain, stomach pain. And guess what we test? Past life. So how do you know? You use the 7 keys. You get your yes and no. You learn how your body responds to a yes and a no, and then you use the 7 keys to test. You guys, in my $27 system, okay, I give you all the charts. Okay, why do I give you all the charts? Because I realize people don't know how to intuitively ask the right questions and then know what to look for. So if I test past life, I'm going to go to the past life chart, test which one it is. It's going to tell you exactly what it is, and then ask the messenger, do I need to know more? And if she says no, I can clear it. And this is how people are healing themselves all across the world in literal minutes through my system. It is so easy, Kay. Thank you, Renee. When I tell you how easy this system is, you are going to be so pissed off. How often is pain caused by multiple keys? A lot. So you can have neck pain, and there's like physical, generational, and past life. But you can clear it super fast. So you guys, and I have video instructions in my system. So it's a digital download. It has video instructions, so it shows you. The hardest thing, Kai, is going to be for you to trust your body, right? The hardest thing for you is going to be like, was that really a yes or was that a no? You guys, in my spiritual mastery course, I teach you advanced. We go really advanced, okay? Because there's things that you can do to help your testing better, help you to test better, right? If you want to know your purpose, if you want to know, if you feel called, like if you were one of those people that experienced the trauma, you know that you're a volunteer. Like, you know that when you were a little girl, you guys, I can't make this up. How many of you guys as children knew? You were very aware, even in kindergarten, you were like hyper aware of everybody, adults. You understood adult conversations as a child, right? How many of you knew that you were meant for greater things? Not in I'm better than you way, but I'm here to help people at a greater capacity, to serve. I know I'm here on this earth to help my brothers and sisters. You guys, there is a reason that you feel that way. There is a reason why you went through those traumas and trials. It is because God needs you. Your brothers and sisters need you. There are hundreds of thousands of people who need your light. We have to stop hiding our light under a bushel, right? We've been silenced for so long, we are hiding our lights. When you shine your light so bright, hey Chelsea, Dawn, yes. When you guys shine your light bright, it doesn't dim other people's light. That is the lie. It gives other people permission to shine their light. You guys, when I became a light, I don't take away anyone's light. I light your light. I force you to see the light in yourself until you recognize it and you claim it. And this is how we start a wildfire of truth. This is how we help our brothers and sisters, right? We put our hand out and we say, I see you. I know what you've been through because I've been through it. I've walked through the trenches of abuse and trauma and I survived. And I'm here so that you don't have to do it alone. So when I speak from authority. When I speak from authority because I've been through it. I've been through every single key. I teach every single key. And when I teach you truth, honey, it's not my truth, it's your freaking truth. So if you feel called, okay, when you are ready, I want you to join my spiritual mastery course. I'm not here to force or tell you how good it is or answer a million questions. It's either a yes or a no. How do you know what to do then if you don't know your purpose? That is what we teach you, Coco, in the spiritual mastery course. Because so many people know they have a gift, but they don't know how they're supposed to use it, why they're here. They just know that they're here to serve. So in my spiritual mastery course, we tap into your gifts safely. We teach you how to heal your traumas so that you can teach other people. It's a system that I teach. I teach you the intuitive testing system. You get certified in it. Why are you so bossy and assertive, Queen? You're not bossy and assertive. Change your words. You know your worth, and you don't let anybody cross over your boundaries. Okay? So everything's linked in my bio. Everything's linked in my bio. If you can't find my bio, you guys, you can go to heatherashleyjones.com. Okay. All right, it's that time. We're going to do some one-on-ones. So what do I do? What are we doing on these one-on-ones? Do I need the free guide if I'm buying the $27 one? No, you don't. No, everything that's in the free guide, there's way more in the $27 guide. The free guide just unlocks the first three keys. The other keys are locked, but I list them. All right. So my beautiful Shelby is going to help me. She's going to pick which one I'm going to do the one-on-one. So you guys have to do this in order to make it easier for her. I give you permission. I have 10-10 pain here. Whether that's your neck, your back, only list one area, you guys, because I want to try to help as many people as I can. So I give you permission. I have 10-10 pain in my neck, in my back, in my shoulder, whichever one it is, okay? And I'm going to show you guys, we are all going to do this together. We're going to hold sacred space for these people to heal. I'm not a healer, you guys. I'm not proclaiming to be a savior or a psychic or a medium. Am I a psychic and a medium? Yes, for myself. You are too. We all have those gifts, right? Are psychics and mediums false? No. They just learn how to develop their gift, right? But I want you to learn how to develop your own gift so you can get your own truth, okay? So Shelby's going to pick my first person. And then, you guys, I'm going to teach you the fastest way to heal any trauma or any type of pain. Because remember, I've spent thousands of dollars in certifications. Every certification has their own elaborate way to process, right? All you need is breath and unconditional love. When you're a baby, you know how to breathe. We all know what unconditional love is, regardless of your language or race or religious background, right? So know your worth. 10-10 pain gallstones. Okay. So when I am working with someone, so we're working with Know Your Worth, right? I'm just holding sacred space. So in my $27 system, you guys get it this month because on February 1st, it is going to $47. Even then, it's worth thousands of dollars, okay? But I want to make this system universally affordable so every single person can have access to this information. Do I have permission? Yes. So you guys, in my system, I teach you exactly how to do this for your friends and your family, right? Just make it 50. Yeah, Danielle. Hi, my queen. Okay. I have permission. Okay. We're talking about the gallstones, 10-10 pain. What is the first key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. So didn't you say I think it's generational? Somebody did. So we're going to generational. Do we need to know more? No. Interesting. So, know your worth. I'm going to hold sacred space. You're going to do this with me. Okay? I command this generational trauma that's being stored in my gallbladder to leave now. And I fill that space with unconditional love through all timelines, dimensions, and space. And I just want you to breathe in unconditional love and breathe out the pain. And I want you in your mind's eye to see your gallbladder being healed and cleared. Lisa, you think this is snake oil, queen? Sorry. Not snake oil, guys. Breathing in unconditional love. Perfect. Has that been cleared? Yes. Does she need another key? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational again. Okay? From your dad. Does she need to know more? Yes. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oof. Lifetimes. Lifetimes. Does she need to know the emotion? Yes. So you guys, in my system, I list all the emotions so you know exactly what emotion you need to clear. Front page, back page, 50 through 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 60. Self-abuse. So generational trauma through the father's line of self-abuse. So you guys, what happens when we are children is we take on the imprint of our mother and father. And so again, those create those little coherents or black holes. Okay, we need to fill those. We need to clear them. Unconditional love clears those holes instantly. Then nothing can be attracted to those, right? We can clear the toxins or any parasites by healing that. Okay, so in your gallbladder, I command this generational trauma of self-abuse that was passed down through the paternal line to be cleared now. And I fill this space with unconditional love. Okay? Keep breathing, witnessing your gallbladder being healed. Commanding it to be healed and to release the trauma that is not yours. Has that been cleared? Yes, 100%. Good job. Is there another key attached to the gallbladder? Yes. Somebody asked, are there multiple keys? There could be, or there could just be one. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational again. Oh, no wonder your gallbladder is dying. It's holding all this trauma. Okay, how many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 generations back on the father's line. Do we need to know the emotion? Yes. Front page, back page, 50 through 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Love unreceived. Love unreceived. Being stored in your gallbladder. So once again, I command this generational trauma of love unreceived that's stored in my gallbladder, that's causing me a 10-10 pain, to leave now. And I fill that space with unconditional love in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all space. Okay, if you guys are watching this, and I see all of you guys saying, I need this, can you clear me? Get my free guide. You guys stop seeking external validation and healing. I'm trying to teach you can do this for yourself. Invest the $27. It is life-changing. It is the only information that will give you all the information you need in one system. Okay? It's $27. You can say it in your head, Jennifer. You don't always have to say it out loud. It's the intention. All right. How are you doing? How is the pain feeling so far? Know your worth or know your truth. Okay, and then Colleen is a neck pain. That's my mom's name. I love your name. Know your worth. How you doing? Is there another key? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Colleen will get you as soon as we're done with Know Your Worth. It comes on at all different times. Yeah, okay. So right now, what is your pain like? 10-10 being the worst. What are you feeling right now? And right now, we're going to clear the past life. We're going to ask what it is. Persecutions, cross, karma. It is karma. Is it any type? Nope, it's karma. Karma. A 5. Okay, good. Has it gone down to a 5 now? 10-10 to a 5? That's amazing. 10-10 to a 5. So now we're going to clear this past life. It's karma. You guys, we can have karma. Right? How do you clear karma? Karmic debts. Was it money, relationship? Was it an emotion? Okay, it was an emotion that we need to clear. Front page, back page, 50 through 60, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. Low self-esteem. Okay, there was a past life. Low self-esteem. Do we need to know more? Yes. Low self-esteem that caused karma. Did you do something because of the low self-esteem that caused some karmic debt? Yes. You stole something. You're like a thief because of the low self-esteem, okay, which caused some karma. You guys, I'm not a psychic or a medium. I'm asking yes or no questions. I'm intuitively trusting what's coming to me and asking, is this true? Okay. Is this true? Yes. Okay. Does she need to know any more? No. Interesting. All right. So we're going to clear this past life, this emotion of self-abuse, right? So I command this past life karma that's sitting in my body to be cleared now. I remove the self-abuse and I fill this space with unconditional love in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all space. Breathing, seeing it, witnessing the healing. Has that been cleared? Yes, 100%. Amazing. Okay, is there another key? Yes. You guys, do you see there's so many keys attached to one thing? Sometimes it's just one key though. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. I knew it. Absorbed. So absorbed. A lot of times I notice that if we have a weak point, that's where we absorb energies too. Do we need to know how many? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 15 through 20, 20 through 30, 30 through 40, 40 through 50. Are there more than 60? Are there more than 70? Wait, are there more than 50? No. Okay. Are there more than 40? 41, 42, 43. So 44. Holy moly. 44 absorbed energies in your gallbladder. My goodness. So let's go ahead and clear those. Do we need to know more? No. I command all, this time I want you to do this. You're going to tap your thalamus. I command all the absorbed energies that are trapped in my gallbladder to leave my body now. And I fill that space with unconditional love, witnessing the healing in your gallbladder. Has that been cleared? Yes, 100% yes. Good job. Amazing. Do you need another key? Yes, physical. Parasite. Okay. Do you guys know when I opened up gallbladder stones that they were actually parasite eggs, some of them? Parasite. When I mess around with parasites, I don't mess around, right? I give you the chart, okay? So that you can know exactly which parasite it is. What is the nutrient deficiency? Is there an emotional clearing? Yeah. Okay. 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Parasites. Okay. Emotion. Somebody asked, well, how do these parasites or toxins invade? Every emotion creates a chemical imbalance in the body. Your body tries to fight that chemical imbalance with a nutrient. When you become nutrient deficiency, your body doesn't have the power to fight off those toxins. When you have an overload of toxins, your body then becomes infested with parasites because that is the perfect breeding ground for parasites. Right? Ringworm. Usually we just see that in the skin. Do you have any skin issues? Know your worth? Cortisol, inflammation, yeah. Vulnerability. The deficiency is cerium. Dry skin. Okay. So we're going to clear this. First, we need to clear the vulnerability. Okay? Does it need an emotional clearing? Yeah. Does your body prefer food or supplement? No, just the emotional clearing. Do we need to know at age? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, age 5. So at age 6, the emotion of being vulnerable. So you guys, whenever I clear childhood traumas, I see my little self. So I want you to see your little 6-year-old self. Close your eyes. Tell your body it's safe. And see your 6-year-old little self who felt vulnerable. Skin tags, yep. I want you to tell your 6-year-old self the truth. That she is unconditionally loved, that this vulnerability that she felt, that she's safe with you now, and anything else that she needs to hear the truth. Clear that vulnerability and fill that space with unconditional love. Good job. That's been cleared, yes, 100%. Is there another key? Holy moly. My goodness, sister, you got a lot of keys. Parasite, another parasite. The parasite, yep, 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roundworm. 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 The emotion for roundworm is bitterness, feeling bitter. Do we need to know when this happened? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 15 through 20, 20 through 30, 30, 40, 31, 32. 32, did you feel bitter about something? Yes. Colleen will be the last. Feeling bitter at 32. How you feeling? Know your worth? So I want you to command this bitterness to be filled with unconditional love. Age 32. Breathing in the unconditional love, breathing out the pain. Has that been cleared? Yes, 100%. You guys, if you feel called to do a parasite cleanse, you can ask your body. Do you need to do a parasite cleanse? No. Liver cleanse? No. A type of cleanse? Yes. Have you heard of the apple juice cleanse, Know Your Worth? So it's drinking 100% organic apple juice. That's it for 3 days. This is a recommendation, you guys. Drink apple juice, pure organic apple juice for 3 days. And then on the third night, you drink olive oil, lemon, cayenne the night before bed. And you will flush out your gallbladder. You will have the Emerald City in your toilet. Okay? So this is what is being recommended for your gallbladder. 3 days of organic apple juice, fasting. You're not eating. On the third night, you're drinking olive oil, lemon juice, a little bit of cayenne. You go to bed, sleep on your right side. When you wake up, you will see the toilet filled with emerald green gallstones. Ooh, yeah. That means there's an underlying issue. If you can't drink apple juice, you need to heal something else. This is not in my book, but in my system, I teach you how to get a yes or a no. So when you ask your body, do I need to do a cleanse? And your body says yes, then you will look up the cleanses and ask. Oh, good. Yeah, fasting's really good. Does you need another key? Nope, that's it. That is it. How is your pain feeling now? So you went from a 10 to a 5. Where's your pain at now? And then Colleen will do you next, neck pain. Thanks, Shelby. You're on top of it, Queen. Can you repeat the connection again? Oh, the concoction? Yeah, so it's called like a gallbladder cleanse. You can look it up online. It's pretty popular. It's me and my sister did it actually. It is as much apple juice as you want to drink, organic. It's like $9 a gallon, you guys. It's expensive. You drink as much as that for 3 days. And then before you go to bed, I always tell people to intuitively test how much pure organic olive oil. You guys look up the brands. The orange bottle with like the black horse, or it's like yellow with the black horse on it, get that one. Okay? Have a cup. It's like 1/4 of a cup. And then you do either a half or a whole lemon. Okay? Do a little bit of cayenne. And you just gulp right before bed. Sleep on your right side. Is the gallbladder on the right side? I think it is. Yeah, and then when you wake up, okay, it's going to cause you to flush your gallbladder out. You will literally have Emerald City in your toilet. I'm not joking. Yeah, that was a lot of keys. You poor thing. But how are you feeling? 10 being the worst? What's your number now? That way we can all just praise you. You guys, the system that I'm teaching, it's $27. February 1st, it will go to $47. So if you have to wait, that's great. It's only an additional $20, but get it this month if you want it, if you want the system. All right. Colleen, are you ready? Yeah, organic apple juice. It's not the sugar-filled apple juice. If you have a juicer, go buy a bunch of apples and juice. Feeling great. You're so welcome. Okay, what's your pain level? So that everyone knows pain level. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do Colleen. So you guys, Know Your Worth went from a 10-10 pain to a 1. To a freaking 1. And it's been literal minutes. literal minutes. So you guys, make sure you follow me. Get my free guide. Okay, to be honest, everything you need to start is in my free guide. It takes longer because I don't give you the charts or the questions on how to ask to get to the root, right? It's kind of like do it on your own. The system is what teaches you how to get to the root in seconds because I give you the charts, right? Amazing. If everyone could at heart know your worth, 10-10 to a 0 pain in minutes. Okay, Miss Nicole, do I have permission? She has neck pain. How many of you guys deal with neck pain? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, Nicole. Generational. It's usually always from dad first. Generational from your dad. Okay? How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, when I go past 10, it's lifetimes. Lifetimes. Okay? You guys, the really cool thing is when you clear generational trauma, you can literally clear the trauma of your ancestors as long as they choose to claim the healing. We've had beautiful discussions in my spiritual mastery course where people have seen their ancestors thanking them for clearing the trauma. It's beautiful. First page, second page, 50 through 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. Taken for granted. Taken for granted, Colleen. How sad is that? So I command this generational trauma that is stored in my neck of being taken for granted to leave my body now in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all space. And I fill this space with unconditional love. Breathing into your neck, unconditional love, and breathing out the pain. Witnessing your neck being healed and cleared of that energy. And you just keep breathing. That's been cleared. 100%. Good job. Okay. What's the next key? Oh, yeah. And you know what, lupus? Parasites. And there's some emotional trauma there too. Yep. We can know exactly what's wrong with us. What's the next key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Is this all additional info? Yes. Everything is included in the advanced intuitive system. It is a complete system. Yep, depression. You can treat that. Yep, trauma. Clear that. Yep, anger. Clear that. Okay, Colleen, generational trauma again from your dad. How many generations back? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 generations back. Front page, 1 through 10, 10 through 15, 15 through 20, 15, 16, 17, 18. Failure. Failure. Ready? I command this generational trauma, 5 generations back of failure, to leave my body now. And I fill that space with unconditional love. Yep, eczema and sciatica, you can treat anything. Every single thing that is not normal is communication. Your body is trying to signal something is not right. But we have been taught to silence our truth with painkillers, with creams, right? That don't work. This is actually black, but thank you. Yay, Kay, I'm so excited for you, Queen. And then if you guys feel called to join the Spiritual Mastery course, that's also going to go up to $497. Right now it's only $397. Okay? You get to be with me one-on-one for 3 hours every Monday. You get to be part of the community. Like, this is a place you want to be. Okay, do you have another key attached to your neck? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. So the times are usually from 9 to noon. We have a morning class, but I'm going to be adding a nighttime class too, because people are in different time zones. How about severe lack of iron absorption? Yep, parasites. Liver flukes. Test liver flukes. The number one sign for people who have low iron, okay, is liver flukes. They literally suck up your iron. And then you become iron deficient. And then they put you on a B vitamin. or an iron supplement. It doesn't work. Guys, these keys will tell you exactly at the root cause, if you have parasites, which one and how to clear it. Yep, same thing. If you have low ferritin, you can test why. Is it a parasite, a toxin, a nutrient deficiency? Is there an emotional trauma? What's causing this at the root cause? Okay, does she have another key? Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Does she need to know how many? Yes. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, more than 20, more than 20, no. 15, 16, okay, so 17. 17 absorbed energies are trapped in your neck. Can she clear them now? Yes. Whenever I have more than 5, I just tap my chest. It's the thymus tap. How does this differ from the emotion code? I'm actually certified in the emotion code. I give 7 keys, and it's a yes or no, and I teach you how to clear in seconds. So it's a completely different system, right? I add in the spiritual and the past life. Okay, and everybody teaches this. Okay, if you want to learn the emotion code, it's thousands of dollars, right? It's an elaborate system. I teach an entire easy system, right? That you can literally learn. You could read the whole thing super fast and know exactly how to do this. Certified in several modalities, right? You don't need certifications, you need truth. How to test your yes and no, and the 7 keys will unlock your truth. Colleen, how you doing? Thymus tap. Put your hand here, and it's just the thymus. So I command all the absorbed energies that are trapped in my neck to leave my body now, and I fill this space with unconditional love. Okay, good job. What's your pain level? Your pain should go down to a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0 tonight. It can be mental too. So there's no such thing as a mental disorder. Anything mental means there's distortion and lies. Okay? So when you say I have mental health issues, it's because you experienced trauma as a child or as an adult, right? You didn't have the mental capacity to deal with the trauma. So your body creates either disassociation or cutting or addictions, right? Your body's trying to feel better. And so your body seeks ways that are not healthy to make you feel better so that you stay in your body, right? So if you want to heal the mental health, we need to heal our body. We need to ask our body, the messenger, why are you in so much pain? Is it because it's emotional trauma? Is there spiritual trauma, generational trauma, physical trauma, absorbed energy? Yes, Colleen's down to a 5. Does she need another key? Nope. So Colleen, that will go down to a 0. So just keep breathing. Does she have a deceiver entity? Oh, I knew it. Those sneaky little deceivers. Okay, guys, deceiver entities, I'm just going to throw this out there. They can move, right? First you have pain here, and then it moves to your chest, and then it's to your shoulder. Deceiver entities pretend to be angels of light. When I'm doing intuitive testing, sometimes I'll test, and it will change, and then I'll be like, wait, is this a deceiver? Does she have more than one? No. So it's a deceiver entity attached to your neck. When did this attach? 1 through 5, 5 through 10. At age 6. Age 6. Does she need to know the emotion? Yes. First page, back page, 50 through 60, 61, 62, 3, 4. Low self-esteem at age 6. Does that ring a bell? Colleen? So Colleen, I want you to see your 6-year-old self. And I want you to heal this low self-esteem from her. I want you to clear and heal with unconditional love this 6-year-old you. Tell her exactly what she needs to know. Has that been cleared? Yes. Good job. And now I want you to command this deceiver entity to leave your body. You guys, this is the way I do it. There's no right or wrong way, okay? So Colleen, I command this deceiver entity that's attached to my body to leave now. I remove any tracers and trackers that you implanted in my body, and I become invisible to you in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all space. Yes, Stacy. Yeah, so my system teaches you exactly how to intuitively test. As you start practicing this technique, you will start recognizing your intuition, a yes or a no. So Colleen, I want you to fill this space with unconditional love. And your pain will get to a 0 tonight. Thank you, Dream. So you want to know how psychics and mediums and healers and oracles get these gifts? It's because they have remembered how to listen to their intuition. They have practice and practice and practice, right? Until they are so in tune with their body's language, right? That they don't second guess what they're seeing. They know what they're seeing is true because they have an undeniable feeling in their body when it's a yes and a no. You can't teach this because everybody receives differently. I can't say that this is how you're going to receive a yes. What I can say is here is a tool. Your body is an instrument. Use your body to get a yes or a no, right? I teach you the system, how to use your body to get a yes or a no. And then as you start practicing, you're going to recognize this happens every time, right? When I get a yes, it feels a certain way in my body. But when other people get a yes, they see it written in words, yes, they see colors, they smell, they taste, right? It's totally authentic to your spiritual gifts. And then every time you test to no, my stomach gets really tight like a rock. Other people, they get cold or a chill, or they feel the energy kind of close in, right? Or they smell something toxic or metallic, or their ears ring. It's totally different. But as you practice, right, then your intuition becomes first confirmation, and your testing is then second confirmation of what you already know to be true. Pretty cool, huh? Colleen, how you doing? So you guys, tonight we were able to get Know Your Worth from a 10-10 pain to a freaking 1. A freaking 1 in minutes. You guys, these keys work. If you haven't already, make sure you're following me. Share as much as you can. Get my free guide. Share it with everybody you know. I need your help. Okay, I need your help to share this information. Colleen's at a 3. Yes, Colleen. Hell yes. You guys, everybody at heart, Colleen. You're well. Yes. Know Your Worth. She says, this is amazing. You guys, it is amazing. I've literally, if you want to be a person who witnesses miracles every day in your life, learn the system. Join my spiritual mastery course, and you will be the brother and sister, right? You will be the light, the helper, right? What you've been called to do. You'll see miracles. I see these miracles every single day. And it's not because I'm the healer or the spiritual, right, guru. It's because I've learned how to hold sacred space, and I'm here to teach people how to remember what you have been silenced intentionally for generations. And it's the most powerful thing that you could ever invest in. It costs $27. That's it. Next month, it's going up to $47. But even then, it is a phenomenal price. You guys, I made sure that this system was affordable because I know what it feels like to not have any money. And the money that I do have, right? I spent thousands of dollars that I didn't have on certifications, and only to realize I never needed them. $27 is a bit much. It's 3 cafe lattes. Well, if it's a bit much for you, then I guess it's not for you, right? How often do you drink your first water? I do it every day. So can I test for parasites? Yes. So in my $27 system, I have the list of parasites, right? You can test exactly which one. And then not only that, your body will tell you how you can clear it to 100%. So powerful, right? Because let's not do parasite cleanses if that's not what our body needs, right? If our body needs nutrients or like a detox of toxins, let our body tell us what it needs, right? Because our body knows how it can heal itself. How soon can you do a one-on-one? So the one-on-ones are linked to my bio, and so my schedule is available. So you just have to pick a time where I'm open. Okay? So, you guys, that is the end of the night for me tonight. We're talking about something else when we talk about first water. If you want to know more about first water, you guys, I do have a book available. It's linked in my bio as well. Oh, I know. This week's been crazy for me too. I'm traveling, hence the weird background, right? And it's been interesting doing this while I'm traveling. Do the one-to-one help before the course? If you want to, Annette. If you jump into the spiritual mastery course, though, you can get that help from us with our community. Lots of support there. Thanks, SDKI. Yeah. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for following and sharing. I could not do this without you. Like, I'm here to help. Not because you're broken, but I'm just here to help you remember. These keys are life-changing. Oh, Shelby. Yeah, so Shelby did a one-on-one first and then joined the spiritual mastery course. So you guys trust what you feel called to do. If you feel called to jump in, okay? If you feel called to get the $27 system, you can start there. But you guys, this information is transformational. It is life-changing. And it's not behind thousands of dollars of paywalls, right? So I love you guys. Have the most beautiful night. Thank you for being with me. I will be live tomorrow night between 6 and 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'll see you then. Bye, guys.